legends, it is time for you guys to get very excited because Ultimate Golf Caddy has a brand new update coming out today, and it is going to include grids. We've managed to incorporate grids into the app now, and we're really excited to share it with you guys. So this video is just going to run you through the setup process, show you the different options and how to edit them. And then I'll give you a little explanation of a couple of the things that you can do that allow you to change the settings and keep it customizable and useful for various different clubs, which I'll explain in a second. So the way the grids are going to work in Caddy is that at this stage, we're giving you 3 options that are customizable. So we've got some pre-configured grids, and you're going to be able to change a few of the parameters with those to make them suitable for your device and also suitable for the way you play the game. So all you need to do is go into the settings page, and at the top now you'll see 2 extra options. So we've got the grid overlay and the wind icon overlay. So you just want to go ahead and turn both of those on. The next thing you want to do is just go in and hit the wind calculator. Now I've already got mine on, so it's going to automatically come up when I open the calculator. So we'll go into the game. I've got my grid on a darker color so that you guys can see it better on screen, but you can go and change your color however you want when you set yours up. So to go and change the grid, we'll start with the grid for your adjustment. So there's 3 options. All you need to do is go in and hit the grid button, and you'll see that it comes up with a settings menu. So if we just slide across the screen, or you can hit the grid buttons at the top, but you've got grid 0, 1, 2. So grid 0 is just a very simple crosshair. Grid 1 is a simple crosshair with a couple of extra lines to allow you to measure different parts of the screen. And then grid 2 is a full increment ruler to allow you to measure in 0.1 increments. And then it's also got side grids running vertically across your central horizontal line that allow you to line up the circles of your rings perfectly straight. So that those lines running vertically across the sides, they're just going to help you make sure that your pull is straight every time. So that's the one that I've been using and having a lot of success with. So you can see at the top, when you open up the grid calibrator, you've got a few different options. So the first thing is the color, obviously. So all you need to do is just grab the circle on the outside to select your color that you like, and then you can change the shading and the contrast. So let's say we want to go for a dark red one. The next thing we can do is then change the thickness. So when you hit on the setting option here for each of the different settings, you'll see that you have a number pop up. So the thicker you want it to be, the thicker you can make it. This is going to be helpful when you're using it on different devices because you'll be able to set the thickness that's appropriate for the screen that you're using. So for me, level 3 is the thickness that I want. Now the next thing you can do is move the center line. So this allows you to move it up and down your screen to allow you to set up your adjustment point to suit your style. So you can see I've moved it right up to the top there. I can move it back down somewhere in the middle, but for me, sort of closer to the bottom segment of the screen works best. Now this part I think is the coolest. So those increment markers are preset into the app, but you can actually adjust the width between them. So they will stay evenly distributed to make sure that your increments are all the same size, but you can actually change the width of them. So you can see if I slide across, they get smaller and smaller. Now, where this is going to come in really handy is, let's say you're using a club that's high accuracy and the rings are really small. If you've got your ruler set for something like a Bigfoot where you can look at a really big ring, that's not going to give you the right size to use those increment markers when you're adjusting with something like a lightning rod or a hive. So what you can do is really quickly go in and adjust that size every time you want to play a different club. It takes a second to do, and it means that your increment ruler is going to be useful every single time you go to use it, regardless of what the club is. So I think that part is a really cool feature. And once you've set all that up, you just hit the green tick, close the menu option, and you are literally good to go. So you can go in and zoom in on your club, get the screen to the right size for the rings. So you can see I'm just trying to line up with the size of one of my rings. So that's roughly right. So I've got 10 equal increments for that ring now. Let's say I've got a 3.4 ring pull. All I need to do is just pull the outside edge of the center circle through to the 4th increment. So you can see that there's bigger lines set up for your 0.5 and 1 ring position. So I just want to pull my outside edge of the center circle to the 4th one before the 2nd big line. So I just go through. There we go. So that's 3.4 rings. Super easy to use. As I said, I've been using it for a couple of days now, and my pulls have been absolutely dead on the money. So yeah, as I said, super exciting. You've got this all incorporated into one now. So you guys can go ahead and add that. Now the other part of the grid feature is, as you can see, I've got a grid, crosshairs over my wind arrow. So we go back into the settings menu. Sorry, I'll just get out of that. Click on the wind direction. So you've got 2 parts to this now. Now, if you're already a Caddy user, you'd be aware that you've got the ability to resize the circle that sits over the wind clock. So that feature is still pretty much the same as it used to be, except now you've also got directional arrows to adjust the position of your circle that sits over the wind clock. The other thing you then have now is a crosshair that sits perfectly inside the wind circle once you've calibrated that, and you can adjust that accordingly as well. So you've either got a simple line that runs up and down the center, or the inclusion of a horizontal line that sits under the bottom of the wind arrow. Same with the grid. You can go and change the color and the thickness as well. So if you've got it on a really thin line setting, you'll notice that the line actually doesn't quite meet the bottom of the wind arrow, but we did that on purpose so that you can adjust the thickness accordingly to your screen. If you want to turn that off, you just click the button that says wind crosshair and it disappears. You want to turn it back on, just click on that button again and you are good to go. All right, so that's it. That's nice and easy to set up. Plenty customizable, and you've got different grid options. If you're someone that just likes a simple crosshair, that's there, ready to go. If you're someone that wants a bit more customizable option, you've got this one with the extra measuring lines, and then the Rolls-Royce grid that's got all of your increment markers and your pull direction. So yeah, happy days, guys. I'm really excited about this. You guys are going to get that extra bit of precision. Super happy to get this out, and eventually what we're going to do is add additional customizability to it. But right now we just wanted to get it out. This one gives everyone pretty much all the options you could want. But we'll take feedback over time, and if there's things that you guys want added or changed, we can take that on board and adjust as required. So yeah, go and enjoy it, guys. Really exciting. Everything all in one app now. All right, good luck, guys. Cheers.